Hey everybody, Steve Moran here. Listen, thank you so much for attending the training. I really enjoyed being there with you. Now, do you remember when we talked about doing in-office and off-site denture relief clinics to get more dental implant patients for your practice on the webinar? I've been getting a lot of questions about that subject, so I thought I'd make a little video for you here to answer some of the questions that have been coming in. You know, a lot of you have been saying, you know what, Steve, I'm not a guru. You know, if I have to get up in front of 20 or 30 people, my heart's going to pound like this, and what am I going to say? Other people say, you know what, Steve, I've got a pretty heavy accent, and I just don't know how I could get up in front of a room full of people and give that kind of a presentation. You know, I really like the concept of, you know, having a room full of people that are qualified, that have issues relating to dentures, partials, and missing teeth, but how does it work for me? Okay? And I think you're going to find on this video, we've solved all those problems. Let me tell you how we solved it, though. It's actually kind of interesting. I went in August, I went to my 25K mastermind group. We have 3 meetings a year, and in August it's the annual meeting. And it's always a great event. There's about 500 people there, and when you look around the room and you go, wow, these 500 people paid $25,000 a year to be here. Okay? It's pretty amazing, and nobody ever seems to quit. As a matter of fact, one of the things that they do at the very beginning of the event is they have about 20 or 30 new members, people that's their 1-year anniversary, up on stage, and they talk about, you know, the kind of impact that this mastermind group had on them in the last 12 months. And so there was a doctor that got up there, was a dentist, and you know, he talked about how he doubled his practice, you know, literally in the last 12 months. He had 2 offices, and he went from doing $1 million in each practice to doing $2 million in each practice. The funny part was I really couldn't understand him when he was up on the stage because he had kind of a heavy accent. He was from India. And you know, but in the program, I was able to see what his story was about. So I said, God, I got to seek this guy out and ask him exactly what he's doing. So at break, I went out and found the doctor and asked him if he'd be kind enough to share some of the things that he had been doing to make his practice so successful. And he told me that, you know, the major focus that he changed is he really loves the dental implant market. You know, he loves to be able to help people that have those types of problems. And that's one of the things I really love as a marketer. And why I'm talking to you today is that I think that dental implant market is the best market in the world. I think that if you can talk to people that are having issues relating to dentures, partials, and missing teeth, you've got a very, very good audience. And so anyways, back to the story. He said he started doing presentations to, you know, retirement communities and senior centers. And so he, you know, booked these things up and he'd go give a presentation, and you know, he was just getting a ton of business from this. And you know, I had to ask and shake my head and I said, Doctor, please don't take this the wrong way. I said, but you know, you've got a pretty heavy accent. You know, I'm sitting here right next to you and I'm having kind of a hard time really understanding you. How are you able to give these presentations to everybody and do it in an effective way? And he said, you know, Steve, he said, no problem. He says, I understand that completely. He says, you know, what I've done, he says, are you familiar with the free report concept? And I've been doing the free report concept for a long time. It's, you know, emotional direct response marketing. It's the best type of marketing to do. He said, basically what I did is I took the free report and I turned it into a video. Because the free report basically says, you know, these are the kind of questions that you want to ask. These are the kind of things that you want to know. Make sure that your doctor has these qualifications. You know, so he did it in a way with the video to where the video did all the work for him. Okay, so I thought, wow, okay, the light really went on at that point. So I started talking with one of my mentors and saying, okay, look, how can we flush this whole system out? So I decided to test this market with a few of my clients when I came back from that meeting. So we started running some ads on Facebook. Okay, at first we started saying, okay, let's do some in-office denture relief clinics. So we started running some ads, you know, attention denture sufferers, you know, free in-office, you know, denture relief clinic, you know, Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Okay, 1-hour clinic, okay. Started to get a lot of leads for that. Started getting people to come in. Now that we got a video to play, we found that that works really, really well. You know, it's just a pretty simple video, you know, and at the end of the video it says, you know, we've got denture relief specialists standing by to answer your questions and, you know, set up a free consultation, you know, if you'd like so. So we found that it was working really well. And then when I started to make some calls to some senior centers and retirement communities, I started to run into some problems. And, you know, maybe it's just trying to get the marbles out of my mouth. What am I going to say? How am I going to say it? You know, but it seemed like I was approaching it the wrong way. So I called one of my mentors and asked him, you know, his thoughts on it, and he said, you know what, he said, you ought to think about actually, you know, he said, test this with some people. He says, but if the test works, he says, you ought to think about taking one of your businesses and having a nonprofit entity, okay? So I said, let me go test that. So I would go back and I would call one of these retirement communities and I'd say, hey, my name's Steve Moran with the Denture Relief Clinics of America, and we provide educational seminars to seniors that are suffering from issues relating to dentures, partials, and missing teeth. And I was wondering if you might be able to put on an event at your retirement community, for your community. Typically what we do is we would prevent a really nice little invitation, kind of a flyer that you could post in different areas of the community. And we would come there and the doctor would provide some Costco kind of snacks, and we pop in a 30-minute video. We educate your seniors, and then at the end we have a denture relief specialist that can come up and answer some questions at the end, and it works out really well, So all of a sudden, pretty much like 90% of the calls I'm making now, we're booking, okay? So I said, okay, this is hot. Now, my mentor also said, one of the other benefits of a nonprofit is that you can get really, really deep discounts on advertising, and Google, as a matter of fact, will give you a grant for $10,000 a month in pay-per-click advertising. So he says, once you find the doctors in your marketplace that are really the players and really doing a good job for you, he says, you can spend, money advertising for in-office denture relief clinics into their office that you're paying for. It's not really costing you or the doctor any money. So, wow, this is pretty amazing. So anyways, we have found that these denture relief clinics, they're really, really easy to do, okay? Typically what we do when we get there is, I've never had a time when the doctor doesn't call me up the day before and say, Steve, what am I gonna, give me a pep talk. What do I do? Give me a pep talk. And so what we do is we say, look, when you get there for the first 10 minutes, just shake hands, meet some people, introduce yourself, have some staff there and introduce some people, and ask them, what's the biggest problem that they're facing right now, And then, we tell them, hey, we got a short little video we want you to watch. It's going to give you, a lot of really good information, and we've got somebody standing by here to answer your questions at the end. And it works really, really well. So if you're one of those people that this was holding you back because you thought, I don't know if I can get up and give presentations to people, well, can you play a video? I'm sure you can play a video. I've got some clients that are a lot more alpha males, okay, let's call them alpha males, and they are your guru types. They're the type of people that have got a lot of different presentations. So I've got some doctors that are using different PowerPoint presentations and, excuse me, some different kind of animated presentations. The whole goal with this program is for us to work together, okay, to help give you the best tools and the best opportunity to make the most sales, okay? That's why I'm really excited about this opportunity. That's why I'm really excited about having our own mastermind here, okay? And that's why my existing clients are really excited about having this mastermind also, okay? To be able to talk to other doctors and say, okay, what are we using here? What are we finding that are the issues? Are you using a script to get people into the office for the in-office clinics? That mastermind effect is just going to be a wonderful thing to be able to do, okay? So I hope this has answered some of your questions about the in-office clinics and the denture relief clinics. They are a great way to get business. We've got a video for you. I'll put a link to the video below this so you can take a look at the video that we've done. If you get involved with us, basically what we do is we send you out one of the free reports as soon as we get started. And it's an editable version, so you can go in and make any edits that you need. So if the video we have had some things that needed to be changed in it for your practice, that's not a problem. We would just change it for you, okay? So we're really covering all of our bases. We're trying to make sure we're giving good quality educational content. Okay, we're not trying to sell people. We're trying to help them solve their problems. And by solving their problems, you will get a lot more new dental implant patients. So if you like what I'm saying and you really do want to take your business to another level, I mean, think about what would happen if you got one patient from Facebook audiences, you got one from custom audiences, you got one from retargeting, you got one from a in-office denture relief clinic, one from an off-site denture relief clinic. You're going to end up with 7 or 8 new patients if you just got one from any of the methods that we're going to be using with you and that we're going to be teaching you. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, the areas are exclusive. You better try and lock up an area before they're gone, because once they're gone, they're gone. And I don't see any clients going to want to give these up anytime soon. So there's a button below. Please go ahead and click the button below if you want to join us and get ready and start moving along with us. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.